wanted people to join us, right?
Helen Safer is the co-director of the Center for Policy Analysis. She's a trusted progressive voice. She sponsors the Equal Health Network, which stands for Equitable, Quality, Universal, Affordable Healthcare, and CPAT for Sustainable Global Growth, and the Trust Women Silver Ribbon Campaign. Welcome, Helen Safer.
Helen Safer, San Francisco.
Hi, are we inspired? We got Frank Burton, Robert Wright, Richard Gale, Leland Yee, and all of you. We're so inspired. You know, Robert Wright is a pretty smart guy. He's a professor over at Berkeley, and he's inspired a lot of us. As co-director of the Center for Policy Analysis, I guess I want to show him there's a couple smart people here in San Francisco, too. So I've devised a couple real tricky math questions for you. Huddle together now. Stand near somebody you think is pretty smart. We're going to ask a couple questions. Ready?
Keep the microphone to your mouth, please.
Can you hear me?
Microphone right up to your mouth.
All right. So, okay, here's the first question. Tell me if you can answer yes to this question. Do you have sex?
Yes!
Right.
All right. Now,
I'm a genius.
here's the next question. That's very good. Multiple point question. Have you ever had sex? Do you plan to have sex at some point in the future? Do you have any friends or relatives who ever had sex?
Yes!
Brilliant. Very good. You passed. Okay, now, here's the next tricky question. If you answered yes to any of these questions, do you think it's Congress's business if you do or if you don't?
No!
Now let me ask another question. How many people do you think got surprised after they had sex when they got pregnant?
Too many.
50%. 50% of pregnancies are unintended. 50%. And let me tell you something else. How many people do you think in this country have had an abortion? 30% of women have had an abortion, will have an abortion at some time in their life. And I'll tell you another big secret. Some of those people are Republicans. Now let's see what else we can figure out here today. So we
You mean they didn't say no? What? You mean they didn't just say no?
Yeah, that's right. Here there's a $1.5 billion deficit. Let's see whose problem that, whose fault that is. Anybody here make $810 billion last year?
No!
The oil industry did.
Who did?
Anybody here vote to spend $3 trillion fighting phantom weapons of mass destruction in Iraq?
No!
Here's a fact. Corporate profits went up to $1.6 trillion in 2010. Over half of U.S. companies paid no federal taxes at some time in the last decade. Anybody here make $1.6 trillion and not pay any taxes?
No!
Okay, maybe not our fault. So here in California, we've seen some of the starkest financial tragedies, the tragic divide between rich and poor, entire communities devastated by the irresponsible criminal negligence of the banks and finance capital. But let me ask you another question. Do we have any power?
Yes!
Yes!
Do we have power?
Yes!
You bet we have power. If we didn't have power, they wouldn't have to bop us over the head so hard to try to keep us down all the time.
That's right.
The right-wing extremists in Congress are marching to the tune of the extremists in the corporate world. In Congress and in the states, the far right is going after us, all of us, with their guns drawn literally and figuratively. But the heavens are cooperating. The Republican budget bill would slash funds to implement health care reform, slash Head Start, early childhood programs, Pell Grants to students, close down public radio, deregulate environmental polluters. And for women, and for those of you who ever had or ever will have sex, they would do this. They would defund family planning, period.
Yes.
Period.
They would